Well, it is a very good morning, and I hope you can hear me loud and clear back in the studio, Mr. Archie. Very good morning to you, Mr. Archie, and a very beautiful morning to all our listeners and viewers from around the globe, and also those that have joined us from back home, which is 1 hour ahead of time, and it's exactly 12 p.m. local time in the Biafra time as well. But again, it is a beautiful day, another week, and the Yoruba will say, Ojo Aje, let today make it for us.
Well, today will definitely make it for us, as Yomi has said that. But wherever you are listening to us from, do us a massive favor, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones, and invite them to like our pages there as well. Okay, so now let me go straight. We're doing our best, as I did say earlier on, to get Ngozi on, but until we get her on, we'll continue with the conversation. How was the weekend, and how is the family, and how is everything there?
Well, the weekend was as packed as usual, and the reason why it's always packed is especially when you are so engaged, with the world event that is unfolding, and these are unfolding at a very fast pace, and that means that, we have to monitor the situation and also, spend as time, with the loved one, which is also very critical and important, because they say, when the loved ones are doing very well, you're likely to have a good health as well. And yesterday I had the privilege to touch down, to see my mom, and then some other areas. And I think I did watch a bit of the football, just, the result. But I didn't know what was the end game, because I knew it was about 2-1 to Tottenham, but I'm not sure what was the final score. We're back again this morning as usual, and that means that there's still a lot of work to be done. And the reason why we are doing this work is to make sure that our people around the world, knows what is happening, and we keep them up to date as quickly as possible.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Olaimi Koriki for you. We are doing our best to get Ngozi on, as I've said, but for now, we'll continue with some of the stories making the rounds here. But Yomi, interestingly, let's touch on something that is not directly reflective on Nigeria or Ghana or Africa per se, though we have people from there. Let's look at what is happening in Syria. Okay, now if you remember, when Gaddafi was toppled, we saw the same template. Now, when Saddam Hussein was toppled, the same template. Now, what do you think is happening? And then again, we'll have the issue where we have in the UK, and they'll say, people are crossing the channel to come in. And you see that most of these people are coming from war-torn or displaced. They are displaced people who are trying to cross over to this part of the world. How do you see the whole thing, and what do you think about it, and its impact or reflection on Africa as well?
United States of Biafra Chief of Staff, we would like to... No, I think that is coming from her.
No, this one is okay. I think it
has actually granted 300,000.
Then definitely we come with clean hands with certain example of ourselves. So why not? Why is he saying so?
Well, again, let's fast forward after Obasanjo left office. The former president says that tackling corruption at the highest level of leadership will set an example for others and demonstrate the government commitment. Well, when you look at the first headline that we talked about in 2004, maybe Obasanjo has become a repentant individual, but the former president of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, has now emphasized that the battle against corruption can only be effective and successful if it begins with accountability among the top government officials. He was actually, talking about these, on Sunday yesterday night during an interactive section on Zoom tag Boiling Point Arena that was hosted by a private radio station in Abeokuta, Ogun State. The conversation, which was aired by some private radio station, focused on Obasanjo's legacy in the government and his assessment of today's Nigeria. Many people have also questioned Obasanjo, especially not just during when he came back in 1999, but during the military time that he was in power. But Obasanjo says that the best way of fighting corruption is starting from the head. That is where corruption has to be fought from, he said.
Okay, it is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Just bear with us whilst we try to get Ngozi Ngozi on. Okay, we still got Mr. Olaimi Koiki. A few technical hitches there, but we will definitely resolve it. You believe us now? Okay, blessing. Oh, say Dr. Ngozi is here trying to link to your account. Okay, tell Dr. Ngozi to use the first account that she sent. Yes. I know Yomi is sending that information through to her. Yomi, check the information I sent to you. That one I could get her on. Yeah, and I sent a request on that one, so they can use that one instead if setting up all the others is giving them a bit of an issue there. But ladies and gentlemen, Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, it's quite interesting. But UK has granted 300,000 new visas to Nigerians in the last couple of years. That's what an envoy is saying. That's the British envoy or the British High Commissioner in Nigeria, Montgomery, hailed the contribution of Nigerians in the UK and described their efforts as incredibly important. Well, it's easier said than done. We say that, and the next moment you go to the workplaces, and when you go to the home office and stuff like that, you see them behaving. I mean, you look at the way at times they treat us, and they think that we are second-class human beings. Let me put it that way. But do you think they are doing the right thing? And the fact that we are stunning all our doctors and our nurses and not creating a enabling environment for our people to work in, do you think that is good or not? But Yomi, yes, 300,000 Nigerians in here in the UK. Now, how has it impacted the country?
Well, I think, if the numbers can be increased, more Nigerians will still want to leave the offshore of Nigeria. And the reason for that is because of the, this instability in Nigeria. The economic is biting and many people want to japa. And like I always say, if you have the means and you have the right qualification, you have the right network, like some of us have done in the past, please do not let anybody, tell you not to do so. But the question is, for how long are we going to experience, many Nigerians traveling, because of the insecurity, the future, education, and many other jobs opportunity. But the UK new, it's not actually new, but it's not been there for a long time. We're talking about the new ambassador, Dr. Richard Montegori, hailed the contributions of Nigerians in the UK and described their effort as incredibly important. So that means that the UK needs Nigerians, but the question is, in what sector? Are we talking about the research sector? Are we talking about in the government? Are we talking about in areas that could be of impact to Nigeria and those that are traveling? No. The UK needs Nigerians that are coming here to support the healthcare system. We have many of our doctors that have traveled out of Nigeria. We have many of our nurses that have left Africa from Nigeria to live in the UK and support the NHS. But the United Kingdom says it has actually granted 300,000 new visas. And the UK says it has actually granted 300,000 new visas to Nigerians in the last couple of years. While there are claims in some quarters that the UK immigration policies are harsh, the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Dr. Richard Montegori, says the country is a major beneficiary of the UK visa policies. I have to contest this picture because the UK in the last couple of years have granted around 300,000 new visas to Nigerians, which far exceed any other visa relation which Nigeria has with any other country. He said it on Monday. The trend have been really positive post-Brexit. Nigeria has been a major beneficiary of the post-Brexit migration visa rules. The question then is, at what point do this continue? According to him, Nigerians account for 10% of the visa granted by the UK in the last 2 years. So I would like to emphasize how the huge relationship, it also outstripped any other visa relationship that Nigeria has with any other single country. Well, you might want to understand that because Nigeria is still part of the, a country that was put together by the British. But he also went further that the right documentation will give you the opportunity of getting your visa approved from the UK.
Okay, listeners, Star Radio UK. Whilst I try to add Ngozi to the conversation this morning. Just bear with me whilst I try to do that now. Yes, Ngozi, just hold on for a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. It's gone exactly quarter past 11 here in London. I don't know where Ngozi is speaking from, but she's going to be telling you more about all that. So wherever you are, don't touch the dial. We take a quick commercial and then we'll bring Ngozi on. So Yomi, everybody just hold on for a moment. A quick commercial, we'll be back with you.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones.
JN Spa on?
No, I can't stop my camera.
Okay, fine. That is
right
okay.
now.
In London. Okay. Yomi, you know what? You have Ngozi's daughter's picture in the background. So can you change it? So can you change it?
You mean from my end?
Yes, from your end. Yes. I was talking. Ngozi was communicating with me. That's
okay.
Good.
All right. Let's.
All right. So, yeah.
Let's. Well, not this one, right?
Okay. I don't know whether. Yeah, I think this is the one that. Ngozi, is that the right one?
No, I think that is coming from her.
No, this one is okay. I think the one that came in with the Skype.
The Skype.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay, good. Do you want to turn your camera on?
No, I can't stop my camera.
Okay, fine. That is okay.
Now.
That's okay. I just wanted your
the camera to my phone has a little problem right now. Sorry about that.
No problem. All right, then, ladies and gentlemen, this is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. On Monday, the 9th of December 2024, and we, as we did say, we have our special guest who is joining us this morning in the person of Ngozi. But I would like to introduce herself. But first of all, let me go to Yomi, who facilitated the whole issue. Over to you, Yomi.
Let's first appreciate Dr. Ngozi Orabueze of the United States of Biafra Chief of Staff. We would like to say big thank you for joining us on our network, and we are privileged to host you on these platforms, Star Radio UK, the 9th, 12th, 2024. Is a privilege after a very busy convention, and I'm sure there will be quite a few things that you would like to share with us. But the most important thing is, on behalf of myself and your team that facilitated this, I know it's been back and forth, but we're grateful to host you, and we hope that we can get more engagement, maybe not from you, maybe somebody that you might give us, because it is important that you allow us to tell the world our story in the way we want it, and that's the reason why we wanted to reach out to you, which is exactly what we've done. So thank you so much. I'll come back to you, Mr. Archie, where we continue the program again.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. As we did say earlier on, we'll only be having Dr. Ngozi's voice on. But am I allowed to call you Dr. Ngozi?
Yes, that's fine.
Good. Now, can you just introduce, for the sake of, because we have people listening to us worldwide, for the sake of our listeners and viewers, can you introduce yourself to them, please?
All right. Thank you so much, Star Radio UK and Coco Media. It is an honor to be here with you all today. My name is Dr. Ngozi Orabueze. I am the Chief of Staff to the United States of Biafra. And I am happy to be in your midst this morning. Thank you.
Good. Thank you very much. Well, first of all, let's talk about Biafra. I will hand some of the questions over to Yomi to do it. But let's talk about the United States of Biafra. Now, some have been talking about it. Oh, it's been in existence some time ago, in 1967, thereabout. Can you give us a bit of a background to it?
Yeah, thank you so much for that question. As many will be aware, the United States of Biafra was redeclared in Finland this period on November the 29th, 2024. We've had a long history, long background, emanating from the Biafra Nigerian War, the civil war between 1967 and 1970, where we suffered a lot of casualties from the Nigeria state. A lot of our children were killed by starvation by the Nigeria state. It was kind of a mass genocide where we lost over 3 million Biafrans in that war. And some of the reasons that caused that war is still in existence till today. And that is why when that war ended, I know that the Nigerian state and their leaders, they told them that if they don't correct those injustices, those unfairness, those treatment they meted out to Biafrans at that period, that their children of all those soldiers they killed.
Hello?
In the Nigerian state. That's exactly what happened in Finland on November the 29th. Between November 29th and December the 3rd, we had a 5-day conference in Finland. And the major reason for that conference was to declare Biafra, which has been done officially. So the injustices meted out to Biafrans, and again, our sovereignty, and we've met all the conditions to be a full nation. Biafra has met that. So it is based on that that we were able to come down together to Finland under the leadership of our Excellency, our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, and then our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. We were able to come down to Finland to declare our independence. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for that brief introduction. Let me put it that way. But again, we're talking. You did mention Simon Ekpa. You did talk about Nnamdi Kanu there as well. And we are looking at all this one, and we are looking at another situation where we've talked about the marginalization of various communities. So we have the Yoruba nation who are saying, no, we think that we are not being treated fairly. Now we have the Biafrans or the Southeast who are also saying we are not being treated fairly. And we've got places in Nigeria where people are saying, no, they are not content with what is happening. We talk about the amalgamation, the bringing together of Nigeria. And people are thinking, no. There's something that has gone wrong. Okay, now, so do you think that you are at that particular place? And what is your quest now? Is it that you want Nnamdi Kanu to be released? Or do you want Simon Ekpa to be able to come to Nigeria? What exactly do you people want?
The independence of Biafra has nothing to do with an individual. Biafra has met all the criteria to be a nation. Self-determination is a right that the people have to decide and choose how to govern themselves, who to govern them. Those rights are inalienable rights that are bestowed on the individuals. It is left for the people to come together and decide who and choose who they want to rule them. That is called self-determination. Mm-hmm. So Biafrans have come together to do that through a process of self-referendum, which is still going on, even as we speak. Today is Monday. Most of the offices and homes and banks and schools are shut down in Biafra territory voluntarily. Biafrans want to do this because they do not want to be part of the Nigeria state anymore. The Nigerian state have tried to stop, like the Monday sit at home. Their cohorts and their partners in the Southeast governors have tried to do that. But Biafrans have refused. They come together and they believe in our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, and they believe in our leader Nnamdi Kanu. They believe in themselves to govern themselves. And that is why they continue to sit at home every Monday, and nobody will stop that until Biafra is fully secured from the Nigerian terrorist state.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let me go to my colleague and co-presenter, Mr. Olaimi Koiki, who is also on, and I know he's got lots of questions there he's going to be asking. But Shame Adeyemi, good morning to you. He's saying that, and to all of you, the various people, the many of you who are on the various platforms that we are broadcasting on, I salute each and every one of you. So now, Yomi, take over.
Thank you so much, Chief of Staff, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, and once again, it's a privilege, that I was able to engage you at just immediately after, the information that was trickling out. First, can you give us, what is the situation, with the Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, because a lot of our people around the world, and I'm not just talking about the Biafra now, I'm talking about those that believe in the self-determination from the Yorubas, are worried, are concerned, because just few days before the biggest event of the time, was there any information that it will be picked up, it will be interrogated? A lot of information were traveling around. I know you've spoken about it, but for the privilege of those that are listening to us on this network today, what is the current situation with the Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa?
Yeah, thank you so much for that question. Our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, is hale and happy, in high spirit. What happened was, like you rightly said, before the, a few days before our declaration in Finland, there was this some flimsy report from some local, I believe they are Biafrans that were paid by the Nigerian agent in Finland to complain that our Prime Minister is inciting us, that is inciting people. They also initially added something to the effect of terrorism, but eventually they dropped back and said, well, Simon Ekpa has nothing to do with terrorism. But they think he's inciting us. And where is that inciting coming from? They believe that he's in Finland, but when he gives orders, even all the Nigerian, all the Biafran, Nigerian governors inside the Biafra state, they follow that order. So it is just a ploy by the Nigerian government using their local agents, local Biafran agents that work for them, which we already know is going to be like that, to try to, briefly disrupt what we are doing. Because they think that if they claim that our PM is inciting us, so they think that maybe by inviting Prime Minister and restricting him from talking to us, we are not going to be incited. But they all failed. They've discovered that even while they restricted, PM has not committed any crime. He's not been accused of any offense. I just want that to be clear out in the public. But apart from the political, it looks like something more politically motivated, because there's no crime, there's no charge, nothing. They just keep saying they're investigating, which the whole world has been hearing. So what are you investigating? Okay. So let's have a formal case between the Nigerian government, Biafra, and Finland. And our Prime Minister has always said he's looking forward to a day like this, when he is going to be in the court, in a formal court with the Nigerian state. So they believe that if they restrict our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, that is going to stop the declaration of Biafra. But Biafrans trooped all over the world into Finland, over 1,500 individuals. And we have declared our nation, United States of Biafra. So exactly that is what the facts are. And then whatever they feel about the investigation or his inciting, it's not going to change a single thing. Our Prime Minister is never inciting us. What Biafrans are doing is what we've decided to do. We've decided to exit a country that rehabilitates and reintegrates non-terrorists into the army, into the police, into the security apparatus, and they send them down to Biafra land to be killing our people just for talking about Biafra. In what country do you see in the world when somebody say, I'm a Biafran, the police, the terrorist police Nigerian government sent to Biafra land, they will take them away, kill them. We have forceful disappearances of our youths. So that's exactly the fact on ground. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Quite a lot of people around the world are waking up, to understand, that the Biafra declaration has happened. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done. But my question is, how do you want to gain this recognition? And because the recognition is very important, we saw the Eritrea and Ambazonia, the first two, to give the recognition. What other countries are we expecting as we're going into the new year in 2025 that might be given that recognition, that might be of benefit to the United States of Biafra?
Thank you so much for that question. Again, some people may not be aware, but everything that has led to the United States of Biafra declaration and independence has already been pre-planned by the Prime Minister, even for the past 1 year. So there's nothing new that is coming into the declaration or our recognition by the world leaders. Every step of the way, all the people that matters, our alliances in different parts of the world, including the United States of America, we have been in talk with them. Some of these alliances have been created. We have our lobbyists in Washington, D.C. that have presented our case to so many congressmen and women in the American Congress. And most of them, for the first time, was made to be aware of what Biafrans have been going through, and they fully support us. A couple of them were in Finland when we did our declaration, and they supported what we are doing. So yes, the next level is to continue to work on that international recognition, but our Prime Minister knows that the declaration, independence and restoration, full restoration of Biafra is a multifaceted approach. We're using the political aspect, we're using the self-determination, we're using the self-defense, where we do not allow people to come and kill us by the Nigerian state and get away with it, invade our land, kill our women, rape our women, and kill our children, burn our homes, burn our businesses, and nobody is held accountable for that. Nigerian state thinks it's okay, it's normal. You just go into their homes, you burn their homes, you burn their businesses, you kill and you abduct their citizens, lock them up in prisons, in courts, in the northern part of Nigeria, in the western part of Nigeria, where they do not have any access to attorneys and legal personnel representing them. So there are different approaches that the PM is using in the restoration of Biafra. We have used that. We will continue to use that. We'll continue to self-defend our people, and we'll continue to push locally and internationally to get the alliances we need. Thank you.
One more question before I give it back to Archie. The federal government of Nigeria, have you notified them after the declaration of these latest development? I know that it's not new to the federal government. There was a kidnap of the leader of the IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, from Kenya. This has changed since the 29th, like you said. And a lot of people were also, two questions I'm going to put together. Has the federal government been notified? Because that is going to be, I believe, the United Nations, expectation, between the government of the USB and the federal government. Have you, I'm talking about the government of the USB. Have you notified the federal government after the 29th of the declaration? And what led to the change of date from 29th to the 2nd? Because the expectation was it was all going to happen on the 2nd, but we've played that video just earlier. We won't have the time to do that again this morning. But that whole system change, was it because Simon Ekpa was invited, or was it part of the plan just to put things in a different format, for the world to see? Because the expectation was December 2nd. So have you notified the federal government of Nigeria? And what led to the change of date from the 29th to the 2nd, or from the 2nd back to the 29th? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Let me start by telling you that the independence of the United States of Biafra is not dependent on Nigerian government. Let me make that clear. The self-determination of a people does not depend on the perpetrator of the crime. Nigerian government was fully aware of all the criminal activities that the state was performing in the Biafra territory. So to answer that, we have our international lawyers, we have our local lawyers that are working on that post-declaration, and they'll be issuing the appropriate papers to the appropriate quarters in regards to and in respect to the full independence of the United States of Biafra. Yes, they are working on that, but is there something Nigerian government must approve for Biafra? No, they do not have the power. So that's the answer to that. The second one is that the Biafrans decided to redeclare on the 29th of November, based on some of the security reports we had while we were in Finland, and also based on the unpredictability of anybody or anywhere, based on what they did to our leader Nnamdi Kanu. Remember, the Nigerian government went to Kenya and forcefully extradited Nnamdi Kanu to the DSS dungeon in Nigeria. And why are they still holding him in Nigeria today? Despite even United Nations have told them to leave him, despite about 2-3 courts in Nigeria have told them to leave him. Have they done that? So Nigeria is a lawless state. They don't follow the rule of law. They don't obey the laws. So anybody expecting Nigeria to say anything good about Biafra or conform to laws, I think the person needs to have a rethink. So we decided to change that date based on the security report we got and based on the best interest of Biafra. That was why we moved it from the previous date to November 29th. Thank you.
All right.
Let you take over from there.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Star Radio UK, our special guest Ngozi, Dr. Ngozi, he's allowed me to call her that. And Ms. Olaimi Koiki will bringing you updates. Now we're having a special time with her for her to now give us some information pertaining to what the United States of Biafra is all about, so that the world as a whole will know. But let me quickly read some of the comments that have come through. Dorothy Anthony is saying that, good morning, my honorable chief of staff, and Francis Oke say Biafra is our nation. In Dubuisi, just bear with me. Onyenso says, thanks to my COS, Dr. Ngozi, and then also Chizowa is a all hail Biafra. Dorothy Anthony goes further to say, welcome Biafrans all over the world. Stay strong and resolute. God is in control and will lead us to the end. Thanks to me, Dragon Lady, COS, and then Naira Frank says also good morning to all of us there. And in Dubuisi is also. So let the comments come through. I'll do my best to see as the program goes on to read more of it. But Star Radio UK. Now, Ngozi, Dr. Ngozi, let me come to one of the things that some when we talk about recognition, where I'm looking at Basil, good morning to you as well. Now, we don't need Nigeria per se to say that they will recognize you, but you need the international community to say, like we have the UK, we have the US, we have some of the other countries. I don't know whether Finland even is in support of you. Okay, so we that's where Yomi was asking that question from. That apart from the federal government, whatever they do, because we know that they are just trying to hold you people together, whether you like it or not. But do you think that you need? Let's quickly bring that one in. I think sometime in November, is it Yomi? Is it November, October, when yourself and Dr. Sunday Adeyomi Igboho went to number 10 Downing Street to present a letter to the government of the UK. So virtually saying that you need to recognize us, you need to listen to us.
On the 12th of October.
12th of October. Thank you very much. So have you done anything of the sort? No, we know that some people, some individuals in the US came to the Finland conference. However, has there been any statement from the US or any of the countries around the world to say we support this quest or we need to look into it?
Again, like I said before, we are in communication with our allies. I'm not going to start mentioning the names of the countries here, but I promise you, like I said, our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has set most of these things in place even before the incident, even before our declaration. And the attorneys involved, they are working day and night to bring the necessary documents to the right tables and all that. So we just have to give them time to do their job, and then we will continue to use the other aspects which we have already established in our nation to continue to protect our citizens from the terrorist state of Nigeria, and continue to work closely with our attorneys that are working with our allies. Thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Olakunle, hey, good morning to you. I hope you are doing very well. So God bless you, the United States of Biafra and Yoruba Nation. No going back. Basil Chiwoke says, never you back down. Ma, keep it up. So yes, and then Godfrey Ezenwasi, our lioness, right on. So we're doing our best to bring you everything that has been captured there, but continue to post your comments there. Those that will be able to read, will read them. But one other question that someone is asking here is that, should the federal government in Nigeria say, we want to give you a chance to have a referendum, would that satisfy you, so that we have your community saying that, look, this is it. Do we want self-actualization, or our own independent, having our own country, or we still want to belong to the big Nigeria? What do you think?
You remember that we already have a self-referendum. We had our votes. Biafrans have casted their votes, where over 50 million Biafrans have agreed to exit Nigeria. We conducted different polls. And like I said, the Monday sit at home, which is ongoing right now, is also part of that referendum, where Biafrans have categorically stated they do not want to be part of Nigeria. So that has already been done, and there are several reports by the ORB, the Council of the Emerging States in Africa. Most of them have confirmed that self-referendum as legitimate, and based on that and all the factors that Biafrans have taken, our Prime Minister have instituted, we've been able to declare our independence. The documents are there. The people have spoken, and there's just nothing that is going to be done about that again. We have, even before our Prime Minister and our leader Nnamdi Kanu come to this, we've been trying to beg the Nigerian government that we need a referendum vote in the Biafra territory. We've requested that for many, many years. Over the past, we've constantly, even at a point, I know our leader Nnamdi Kanu was even, trying to see if the Biafra region, we can rule ourselves, but they refused. So all the things we put in place, we followed every peaceful means to make sure that Biafra becomes a full-fledged state. And remember, Biafra was a state between 1967 and 1970. So it's not as if there's something new that we are doing. We are just redeclaring that state. Now, giving more information to world leaders on what happened that time, the injustices, the marginalization, the way Nigerian government comes in and hire terrorists to come and kill us. Some of the information that the international world leaders have right now, they do not have it in the past. Some of you know that even as of, was it not 2 years ago, when Nigerian government banned Twitter, there's suppression of the press in Nigeria. So most of the things that the world leaders have seen now, most congressmen and women have seen right now, they didn't see that in 1967 to 1970. So that is why that era of trying to do regional is gone. We've done that by ourselves. We determine we're going to rule ourselves. We're going to follow up with our attorneys that are putting the right papers in the right desk, and there's just no going there. As it stands right now, anything Nigeria, military in uniform or police, they are occupying a sovereign land. They are occupying a foreign land. And I just wish that they leave any Biafran territory immediately. They should leave immediately, because Biafra right now is a sovereign United States of Biafra. It's an independent nation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Star Radio UK. I'll go back to Yomi, but before then, Ejike Vincent says, right on my COS, my apologies. We Biafrans are solidly behind you. We love you so much. Maxwell Dan says, we are strongly behind you, COS. David Okechukwu Israel says, I love you so much, my Deputy Prime Minister. COS, Airborne. Ben Ogu says, my COS, thank you for what you are doing for United States of Biafra. Omabalaji says, God bless Dr. Ngozi. God bless Mr. Aji and Mr. Koiki there as well. Thank you very much. I say, Tinubu only Tinubu's only achievement is being the last zoological president before Biafra redeclaration and restoration. And there's lots. Shama TV, good morning to you. Antonia, Dorothy, Anthony, good morning to you as well. Let your comments come through. Nelson Mark, good morning to you all there. Now, let me come back to Yomi if he has got some more information there. Over to you, Yomi.
Yeah, thank you so much. Quite a lot of concern from different sectors of indigenous people or those back in Nigeria after, the 40th state. And this is even before, the PM, was, invited. And just prior before the declaration, we saw, some of the state being mentioned. Some of these individuals linked with Biafra are rejecting being part of Biafra. What are you going to do to resolve these? We're talking about, those that are coming out to say, look, we don't want to be part of Biafra, but it seems that Biafra have taken part of what is not theirs. And I want you to clarify that. And is this the same mistake from what quarters are saying that played out, in the past when, other part of what is not Biafra was taken? And, maybe you might want to help us to clarify, because quite a lot of concern is coming from the 40th state. Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, the Chief of Staff on the Star Radio UK network this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Koki. And I can tell you, as far as Biafran states, the 40 states are concerned, there's no problem from the 40 states. And anybody that approaches you and says that this part is not supposed to be Biafra, this part is not supposed.
Listeners, just bear with that. Yeah, go on. Dr. Ngozi, please go on. Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Go on, please.
Me?
Yes, please. We can hear you loud and clear.
All right, thank you. As I was saying, all I can do is whoever comes to give the information that this part of Biafra is not for us or that part of Biafra belongs to him, all I can do is to invite the people from that particular state where that person is making noise about. If somebody says maybe Orabueze is not part of Biafra or Igala state is not part of Biafra, during the next interview, I'm going to invite the administrators of those states, or maybe the Orabueze state administrator or the Igala governor, whoever. I'm invite them to engage whoever that is not happy with that, so that they can engage them, because those are indigenous of those states and they are full Biafrans. So it's not something just talk about on a level to just cover up. But whoever brings that information to you, just tell that person you're going to reach out to the United States of Biafra leadership, and we are going to inform the Biafrans from those states to engage that individual. That's the only way we can do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'll take one more from here, Mr. Archie. And once again, we're privileged to have, the COS again. This is a privilege because history is very, very important, and we wanted, the government of the Biafra to have their say on the international forum. The question I'm going to be asking you now is, how solid is the current state of the cabinet? Just after the convention and as it stands today. And the reason for that is because there's quite a lot of things happening on social media. I will not bring everything on the forum here. I'm sure you're quite aware of what I'm trying to explain there. How solid is the cabinet? Because in every government, whether it's the new government, the previous government, we must have the cabinet that are strong enough, to continue the vision, especially that the PM is not around at the moment. How solid is the cabinet right now, today?
Thank you so much. The United States of Biafra cabinet is as solid as ever. Again, like I told you, before the declaration of the United States of Biafra, our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, has laid down the full structure, the full line of actions towards the restoration and leadership of the United States of Biafra. So anything about the structure, the cabinet is as strong and as solid as the PM left it. Anything you see from the social media that is not in line with what the leadership is talking about is just mere distractions. We see that every now and then when there's a little gap, people, try to utilize opportunity just to create some little chaos here and there. But those are some of the things we call distraction, and we don't even want to go there. But as far as the cabinet of the United States of Biafra is concerned, everything is in full force. We recently announced the 24 secretaries of different departments in Biafra. Most of them have swung into action, establishing the different units and the different departments that is going to work, help them achieve the goals of Biafrans. We are more focused on that. And those are clear directives given by our Prime Minister. So we are fully in line, and those secretaries, most of them have taken their positions in different places. I just encourage Biafrans and the world to familiarize themselves with the new cabinet members and continue to work with them. But as far as the cabinet is concerned for the United States of Biafra, there's nothing has moved, nothing has changed. Unless those have not really been following our Prime Minister or have been following, and maybe they have a different agenda. But as far as this government is concerned, the United States of Biafra, every structure is solidly in place. Thank you.
I'll round over back again to Mr. Archie on the other side.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Exactly about 7 minutes to the top of the hour. That's 7 minutes to 12 here in London, and in Nigeria it will be 7 minutes to 1. And wherever you are across the globe, just continue to send your comments through. We will not be able to read all, but let me acknowledge Ben Ogu and Ndubuisi Onyensu. Okay, I hope I'm not massacring the names there. But it's been a pleasure having Dr. Ngozi Orabueze with us. She is the Chief of Staff of the United States of Biafra. And we hope that this will not be the last time we're going to be having her on, but we'll give her the opportunity as and when she have in communication, she'll be able to come on and share their part or what their intentions are with you, our lovely and cherished listeners. But Dr. Ngozi, one thing that I will want from you is to address your the Biafrans as a whole. If this is the first time, or those who, as Yomi was saying, are not sure of the path, what we are doing, and we know they said at home is affecting economy, the local economy and stuff like that. But if any one of them is listening to you this morning, can you give them a message that will let them know that this is a worthy cause that we need to follow?
Yes, thank you so much. And again, Biafrans are in very, very good spirit. The Biafrans have been following. Remember, in every struggle to independence, there will be some people who will continue to sabotage that struggle. They may come in different shapes and forms, different ideas, but at this point, Biafrans are more sensitized on what the leadership is doing. My encouragement to Biafrans is to continue to do what you've been doing, which is aspiring for our nation, which we've gotten right now. Nothing changes. Do not be discouraged. The worst case scenario is over. And that case was when they think that if they limit our Prime Minister from contacting us, that we are not going to declare Biafra. That was the gravest one I think they could have done. But if they did not achieve in that, then that means there's nothing else that can stop us. So Biafrans are fully aligned with our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, and with our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. And the true Biafrans, I keep saying the true Biafrans, will continue to push steadily the same way we are doing until our land is fully secured. And like I've said, there might be some individuals who has been sabotaging this struggle, even from our leader Nnamdi Kanu's time. We know their story. These are people, they claim, they think, they will preach, they're looking for Biafra, they are fighting for Biafra restoration. But they will still go behind and be bribed up and be brought over by the Nigerian government using probably maybe the Southeast governors, the South governors, their agents on ground. So we are going to continue to have individuals like that, but they are minimizing, they are getting smaller in number. As Biafrans are rising, we are discovering these individuals. And once we discover these individuals, they have the choice to know. We know what they are doing. And it is for their own interest to stop interfering in the real restoration of Biafra. So true Biafrans really know what is going on. So anybody you see out there singing a different song, they were never meant for this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yomi, I know that you've got your last comment.
Yes,
but hold on for a minute. Hold on for a minute.
To say thank you so much to the COS on behalf of myself and my team here, which is the Koiki Media team and the Star Radio. Once again, it's been a privilege. Let's put this there, for the Yorubas, what advice, those that are agitating, for the right of the self-determination, the Yorubas, what advice would you share, as an independent sovereign state now? What advice would you give to any Yorubas that is out there, whether that believes in the movement or those that believe in it are still looking forward to more engagement with the USB? What advice will you share? And that will be my last question. And thank you so much for being part of the program this morning on the 9th, 12, 2024 from London. And I'll say thank you so much, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze.
All right. Thank you so much, Koiki. Again, what I have to say is that the freedom of every group, the freedom of the people depends on the people. These individuals that cause all this chaos inside Nigeria, these individuals that manipulate the people, these individuals that brings in terrorists to go and invade the communities and kill their people and take over their homes, they are less than 1% of Nigerians. They are less than 1%. So the people have to make up their mind that they want to be independent from this terrorist state of Nigeria. Nobody can do it for them. It's not even only the Oduduwas, the Arewas. They are being killed in hundreds by these reintegrated terrorists of the Nigerian government. So when a government cannot safeguard the lives of the people, the properties of the people, when a government can no longer protect the citizens, then it is right time for the people to rise up. Moreover, our population in Nigeria is so much. We're talking about 200 and something million. Meanwhile, some countries in Europe, even Gambia, they have about 1.something million. Some populations in Europe and some Western countries, some of them are just like 5 million, 10 million, 15 million. And we are talking about over 200 million people down together, practicing two different religions, Sharia in the north, Christianity in the south. No right to respect, trying to Islamize the country. Nigeria has been forcefully Islamized. For those of you that are listening that do not know, when did the Christians give approval for Nigeria to become an Islamic state? But Britain knows Britain was part of the people that Islamized and made Nigeria an Islamized country. So who are we afraid of? What greatest fear is ourselves. I'm just advising them. Biafra is a free nation right now. Oduduwa need to be a free nation. Arewa need to be a free nation. Until the people start working and taking action, not just start feeling it. You must take action to be a free nation. Nigerian government and all these criminal cabals sponsoring terrorism can never give you freedom. You must take freedom by yourself. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Yes, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, who is the Chief of Staff, the Deputy Prime Minister, the Chief of Staff of the United States of Biafra, who has been our special guest this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, those of you who have put lots of comments there, it will be difficult for me to read all that. Chinua Sunday, Alfred Matthew, and all of you, we salute you all. Every one of you who has sent messages on the various system platforms, we salute each and every one of you. But Ngozi, your last words to the wonderful listeners across the globe, not necessarily Biafrans, but anyone who is on the platform this morning, what will it be?
Yeah, first, I thank everyone for tuning into this program to listen. And again, under our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, the world really had information on the genocide, on the killings, and what is going on inside Biafra land and other parts of Nigeria. The killings, where you stay in your home, you are no longer safe. Somebody will just come in and kill you and walk away. The police will not do anything. The government will not do anything. That is no longer a country. I want to use this opportunity to thank our Biafra Defense Forces on ground. The Biafra Navy. They are the ones that are giving us the courage to do what we do today. I thank them for their services. And I encourage everyone listening that the essence of the world is to make the world a better place. Nigerian government can never make the world a better place. That is why anywhere you see the world talking about peace, Nigeria will never be there. Talking about human rights, Nigeria will never be there. Talking about anything that will make the world a better place, you will never see Nigeria's name there. No country will approve them. So the information the world have right now have given them a true picture that Nigeria is a failed state. So the earlier the individuals start working to free themselves from this shackle, the better for everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We hope, like we said earlier on, it wouldn't be the last time that you join or come to this platform to come and share your take. That we want you to assure you that we're giving you this platform. Anytime you are ready, you want to come on. I mean, Yomi is there. Get in touch, and then we will make sure that your voice is heard. Efeanyi, good morning to you, and thank you very much. And to every one of you, as I said, thank you very much for joining in. Yomi.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ngozi, and shout out to all those that have joined us on the sister broadcast as well. Quite a lot of members from around the world this morning, the Biafrans, the Arewas, the Oduduwa, and I hope the message is well clear from the Chief of Staff this morning. Thank you so much, Dr. Ngozi.